issues because they own all the servers. Not to say that they will, but they can if they want to.
They'll be losing a lot of money if they do it.
How would they be losing money? Their people don't pay for their servers.
Well, oh, I meant that they would lose a lot of users from it. What do you mean they don't care? I mean, if they lose users, then they lose money, because who's going to buy Nitro?
Because think of it this way: once you're making an account, they already have your information, so all you do is sell that.
It hasn't happened yet, so hopefully it doesn't happen ever.
Well, it probably won't. I'm not saying that Discord sells your information. I just said they can.
Alright, what do we got going on here? Who do we have running in the yard? We have... Oh, Brent's on. Okay, he's in the yard.
Ooh, I like it's night. I haven't been on when the server's actually in night mode for a long time.
I remember the days when we used to play all the way until the sun came up in the server.
Them were the days.
What do you mean the days? We did that last night. Some of us.
Well,
I'm doing it right now, basically.
Some of you youngsters, maybe. I can't do that.
How can you control two different trains?
Heck, I'm younger than all of you and I still can't do that.
David, you know, if we had seniority on Run 8, you'd be an old head.
Well, Airedale would still have more seniority on me.
He started playing Run 8 before you?
User joined your channel.
No, he didn't, but he's older than me.
Well, no, I was just going by the date at which he started playing Run 8.
Oh, yes. So in that case, Evan and I would have very close seniority numbers.
What year did this come out?
September 16th, 2015.
No, version 1 came out in 2012.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, September 16th, 2012. I'm sorry.
I got you.
now, David?
I started playing Run 8 year before last.
So Justin said if there was higher seniority with Run 8, who would have the highest seniority numbers? And I said that it would be you and me, because we both started playing on the same day, on day 1.
Yeah, I mean, I had that thing ordered right at midnight, right when it came out.
You guys had the game since the first day it came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Dang. You're probably some of the first users that's ever played the game then.
I mean, it's a very good update from like MSTS, but there's the graphics is kind. They said the graphics are like mid MS between the MSTS era and what the new train simulator is now.
Although they're getting better, you know, with each major version update, the graphics have gotten better.
How did you guys know it was coming out?
Evan told me.
There's a lot of stuff on, well, if you heard of it, the train sim forums. I mean,
Yeah.
people who made this game own 3D train stuff, and they've made a lot of add-ons for MSTS back in range between 2004 and 2010. Donner Pass, Cajon, and Tatchby, they did all of those.
Gotcha.
I've always thought if we can get the fix of like Train Sim World in the physics of Run 8, it would be the ideal sim.
Oh, it would be number one.
It would probably it made Train Sim obsolete. Because if Train Sim and Train Sim World were the Dovetail would be smart and add multiplayer to their system, and add expansionists that they can do with Run 8, they would be making a buttload of money. But will they? Nope.
Well, They can't, because the thing is, I cannot speak tonight. I'm like Justin. The thing is, the program that Dovetail uses to make Train Sim World is not designed for train simulators. It's designed for, closed world, mission-based things. It's the Unreal Engine, and it's not designed to handle large quantities of freight cars and trains and stuff. That's why the routes are not. That's why the routes are so short, is because their physical game engine cannot handle a train simulator, essentially, with how robust it is in Run 8.
Yeah, another thing I'd like to add, there is Jointed Rail, people who make train stuff, they started making their own simulator using the Unreal Engine, and they just, well, one of the lead developers just disappeared all of a sudden, but yeah.
They did? They were trying to make their own?
Yeah, it's called Cross Tie.
The people that made the add-ons for trains?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I bought pretty much all their shit.
I'm pretty sure they came to the conclusion that they cannot get the same physics as Run 8 has with that, which is why the project died.
So Run 8 built its own engine?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I just know that it's not their Unreal Engine.
The Microsoft one.
Yeah, it's Microsoft, which they use in Xbox and others.
Not Microsoft's engine.
That's not their engine, but I'm guessing it's what they use for Microsoft Train Sim.
It's based off of it. That's what the SDK tools are.
Whenever I see a Jointed Rail, all I see is their freaking trains. I only see them. Like, if I was to go on Train Simulator right now, I wouldn't find barely anything that has Train Simulator on it. I'd only find, like, the trains with a freaking Z. And
What?
if I was to go to Jointed Rail right now and look at some add-ons, alright, mainly the only thing, if you look at the descriptions, like, you see a bunch of different trains there, like, you see freebies and paid ones, and all that, and the only thing I see from them is just the trains, like the trains
their
one.
main content creation is for trains. Have you ever heard of Searchlight Simulations? They work in conjunction with Jointed Rail to get their models into Railworks, or Train Simulator.
Would I go for Searchlight then if I want to find any models for Railworks?
Yeah. I mean, they're payware, but yeah.
Kevin, I don't think we have a dispatcher on to my knowledge. It's a stack train? And it's in the old road? Interesting.
Looks like it was a misroute.
Oh, that's an easy fix.
Copy paste.
No, you just run it through.
Hey, quick. Is it? I know
Let's
it's
go to Long
possible.
Beach.
If I dispatch a train from Bakersfield up to Barstow, what type of train would take it to whip it around a desert turn and have it go join a CP11?
San Diego bound train. Los Angeles bound train.
Okay.
There's not much that goes that way. I think there's more.
Off again, David.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't think there's many trains that.
Did it again.
Oh, I don't know why I speak tonight.
Your button's not like you.
Who's that local with the SD40-2 leading?
Where? That could be just about any local.
Except for the Boron, though. It's running SD70s for some reason.
Ha!
Yeah, it's,
in
it's
S
two
style.
SD40s with a two SD40-2s with a SD. God, I can't speak either. SD70 behind it. Well, behind the two leads.
Well, do
Oh, what are you talking about?
They're still running it right now. Like, it's still being ran right now.
do left control F8 twice, and you'll see what the symbol is.
They just blow the horn.
No.
So where is it? That's the question.
It's UPRR 4573. Let's just U4573.
Oh, that's SJB and the guys working the Mojave Yard.
Oh.
That's the Mojave crew.
User left your channel.
Alright, I'm gonna hop off for the night.
Bye bye.
See ya, Evan.
I was
have a good night.
in Mojave earlier.
Deuces.
User disconnected from your
I
channel.
was working Mojave way earlier.
Yeah, those guys love to run Mojave.
Mojave is a fun place to run.
I'm not a yard person. I'm more of a track runner. So
User left your channel.
Brenner, my God. I just left.
User was moved out of your channel.
I do a little bit of both. More like a lot of both, to be honest. I did my first time dispatching today. And all I have to say is just a load more work. Not really, though. I mean, it's pretty easy, to be honest. Mojave, I guess I got them trains cleared up from Mojave because Mojave was packed earlier when I was yardmaster for it, because we had an intermodal sitting here blocking almost it was blocking the entire yard.
think about it this way. We had about 13 trains trying to come into Barstow today, and we got all 13 of them in and shuffled using some just pretty much push them through as much as possible, pulling off head end power and shoving them through, and then pulling that power off, and then pretty much constantly working power and everything else through the yard.
Yeah, I did that.
Nope.
I did that yesterday.
That one was running earlier before I left. So
I did the power and stuff yesterday for the Barstow, and just Barstow was bad. Is it still bad? Is it still all backed up?
it's not backed up anymore, but it's full, but it's backed up. It's not backed up like it was. We didn't have 13 trains waiting down all the way down from Barstow to Mojave.
Well, it could be like.
Yeah, because I was asking like 70 times. I'm like, can we please get this train out of here and at least wait to get into Barstow, because we still have 2 other trains that are backed up behind it. And I just wanted to get into Mojave, that way they can clear the tracks, that way they can also hold in Mojave until, Barstow gets a little bit better. Which I knew it wasn't for a while, so it's like I just give up. Because if I can't get any other trains in here, what's the point? Until they get Barstow all cleaned up, I can't do anything here. So that's when I just went to go ran a couple trains by myself. Oh, I did that today when I was dispatching UP Mojave. I tried to send a train to West Colton because it was stuck on the line just south of West Colton, and I sent it there, but I didn't set the signals and lines to go in. I just wanted to get out of there that we can get that train, the train that was behind it, and also stopped up. That way I can get that one, out of there too, and headed the other way, or headed east. See, I got so close to running out of fuel, like in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of the desert. I got so close to running out of fuel, and I just want to know what happens when you run out of fuel.
The engine stops.
The engine actually stops, like everything shuts down. I thought it would just be
And then you get a message on the screen that says activity ended out of fuel.
Really? Wow.
No, this is an MSTS. The engine will stop though.
Good coast for a little bit.
So, what do you do from there? You have to get more power up there to help?
To have someone tell you to where fuel is.
Oh, that must suck.
I'd probably give that a shot at least once on the rescue train.
Have you ever done that before, David?
No, I've never run out of fuel.
Have you known people who did it then?
No.
Jeez, I'm surprised people haven't done it. You expect a lot more people like me to be clumsy and not run out of fuel right there in the middle of the desert. I said not, I meant to say do. Yeah,
I hate the slow zone. Doing 31. Track speed normally is 50 something.
See, I'm going down the middle of the desert right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. I did this yesterday in a train, but I'm heading towards Barstow. Like, I'm not like going into the yard on a train or anything. I'm just controlling all the way down there. And I didn't notice how long this actually takes. It actually takes pretty long to get to Barstow from Mojave. Not too long, but it takes a little long.
I'm running off the needle sub right now because I just saw Santa Fe and I took it.
Well, I can switch to the needles in a little bit. I bet I can just record like a freaking 5 to 10 minute video, just shift F12 and then controlling all the way freaking over there. Oh, I see that. Caught up to 64.79. Never mind, I didn't catch up to anything. I'm wondering what it's doing just sitting here. The train just sitting here running.
Where?
It's about maybe I'd say 20 minutes out of freaking Mojave, and it's just sitting here in a siding. It's not even a siding, and it's technically a siding, and it's just sitting here running and not even doing anything.
74, 77?
No, it is 64.79. It's just sitting here, like it's not even moving. The engines are running and everything. I guess they got it AI'd.
I don't see it anywhere on the map.
Just teleport to me. I'm Jacob. Just teleport. If you can. And they don't even have it holding. It's just like, I swear I didn't even mess with it. I was just going around, I was just writing down, and I just see it sitting right here. Not moving an inch.
I think that's the local.
No, it wasn't that one they moved from
The
Mojave because
Alcal 0611.
they had that moving with. I remember they had 3 tank cars on the
User
back,
left
and
your
then
channel.
Yeah, this is the local from earlier.
from where earlier when I called out earlier.
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever that was, but Anthony ran it with somebody.
This is the thing is that
yeah,
this isn't the same tag as from what I was doing earlier.
No, it's not the same logo as what you're saying. It just needs to go to Barstow.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna AI do it.
I'll take it. I'll take care of it. I never freaking ran one of these before anywhere.
It's already a crew. Just needs to get lined out.
I could have easily done it on my whatever it's called. Hold on. Can't think of it.
Just line me out of here, and I'll just take care of it.
Yeah, you gotta
Busy night.
All right, good deal.
Unfortunately, it's not a busy night.
Hang on,
It's still busy shit.
Choose DS now.
What? You say I was the DS now?
I'm just messing with you.
I mean, I could be the DS, but I'm trying to like run a local to get a train out of it, and then I can be dispatch after. Well, if you guys want me to.
Yeah, Reed, I just want to mess with you a little bit because you're. Alright, got the signal.
Well, I'm not bad with this. Like I have.
No, you're not.
I have the boards up. Like, let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I need. Yep, I see your tag popping up, Jacob.
Good deal.
6479. I'm at Edwards. Looks like we're gonna have you meet with one.
Brandon, where do you
So
get the hub?
this
Where
guy's
do you get the hub?
this guy's going to Barstow.
You're gonna have a meet at Silk.
Good deal.
Well, I don't even know where he's at actually.
I'll just go until y'all tell me to stop. To be honest.
Yeah, he spelled it more. Okay. That's kind of why I would rather dispatch in the board of in the game, because like when you use external, it gives it basically a green instead of a yellow. Is there any way to fix that?
How far is Barstow from here?
45 minutes.
How about take a picture? Maybe Jack can make a phone call here.
I forgot Richard was a Z train. Oof.
Solid yellow.
Yeah, you mean you want to sell?
That's going to become interesting.
BNSF 6479, diverging approach minimum, over.
What do you mean divergent approach? Medium.
I'm at minimum.
That still doesn't really make sense.
I'm at medium.
There you go. It's probably approach medium. Not diverging approach. It's approach medium.
Grammar, please.
What's that? Southbound. Yep, that is a southbound. Cool. Well, that's cool. We hit the back beater there.
So am I gonna be held at Sally?
You're going into the siding silt, 76. You're gonna meet 7656 at silt. You're probably gonna have to wait for it because he's in between boron and silt. He's a hot Z, very hot, and that's why I kind of need to put you in the siding there. I was gonna straight shot you, but then I didn't realize 7656 was a Z. Willow Springs, North Bay 9. Ooh.
Okay, so he's more important than me then.
Yeah, big time. Hottest train up
Exactly.
stuff. Justin. Yeah, they went down. Wow. Wow, they put a freak. I'm done.
Is that train coming in intermodal or something?
Yeah, it's an intermodal.
This siding is way too big for the train I'm operating.
87.4, nice.
Unfortunately, I have to wait for that train coming right there. Come through the not sure. Look, it's gonna come through the yard. Oh, it's not gonna find past here. Should have no problem with this way out of service. Do my little part. Push my little part. Throw a fish on me. I'll go back and look later.
Jeez, man, you're hauling.
What do you mean?
Talking about Richard.
Richard flew through that dang thing.
Of course he is. He's not around, man. When it's a Z9, don't mess around. So you can say.
Great, now I get to leave. BNSF 6479, clear signal out of zone. Over. I always butcher that, I swear.
Oh, I thought that was Sutton Bridge. I was about to say, what the fuck was that? There's so many free cars I need to go on this train. It's unreal. Oh man, this is gonna be an exciting train. We're gonna put some max in here. We can't move. What? Dude, my game's like broken for a minute. What in the world?
I diverged back onto a 55, right?
That's positive.
Good deal.
Still Not enough for that one. There she goes. That means the hump generator should be humping. Or not. I might have to go do some sightseeing here.
Alright, it's time for me not to mess around. I'm gonna go straight 50 freaking 5 and I'm gonna go straight to Barstow. Oh, shut up, track detector.
Your left, he says dragging equipment. Dragging equipment.
Hey, so I put him in the siding at Gray's.
What?
So put him in the siding at Jim Gray's for a while.
Roger. Punish him.
We're gonna have another train pass him.
No defects. Eat that
yes,
one.
defects.
No
There are
defects.
Yes, defects.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going 45 miles per hour and you ain't gonna do nothing to stop me. And no, you're not gonna divide. You're not gonna put me in another siding because I'll run right through it. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. But
Alright. Red signal.
don't you do it.
Keep people
No.
on.
No. 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 No.
I actually think you may want to stop Moron to see what David's doing.
No, not really. I just want to go straight to Barstow and be over with this, to be honest with you.
I don't care if you want to go straight to Barstow, you're going to be stopping and checking out what's happening. How about that?
Why?
I can proceed with this dispatcher quote. You're gonna stop and recrew.
Why a recrew?
I'm joking. Chill.
You better make that a green.
Don't worry, you already have a signal. Just pay attention. What's happening Moron for that.
I see up there. I see that green signal. How about I just shift F2 up there? Let's shift F12.
I was gonna say shift F2, what?
Yeah, it's an accident. Stop sugarcoating.
Yeah, wow. I jumped into a fucking Call of Duty game and I'm already doing trash.
I see a, oh my god.
There's one thing about the Aces I love is that they're such a torquey engine that they have a low rumble when they purr.
David, don't go
They
that
sound so
fast.
good.
I'm about to run by you, David. Don't go that fast.
He's not in here.
Dang it, David. Listen, David, all you had to do is just pull out in front of me. Yeah, I'm about to pass Boron going like freaking 55, so. Do not make that a yellow. Do not make that a yellow. Do not make that a yellow. Aha, too late. Don't make the next one yellow either. And somebody's ran across the tracks. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I will freaking... I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I swear to God, I will not stop. I will not stop. Get out of the way. You should really go up rail a little bit. And I have a red, so I must stop now, don't I? You put a red. Are you kidding?
I did put a red.
You should actually try to keep it there for once. You know what? BNSF 6479, emergency. Oh, well, now it's green. Let's wait. Come on. Do it again. Oh, you won't. Looks like I'm gonna have to be sending out... Oh, he gave me a white? What the heck's a white? I don't know what white is. What's white?
Restricting.
If you keep that red there, I'm at notch 80, dude, and I will not stop.
I'm keeping the red there. You're gonna meet
No, you're
74,
not.
77.
No, you're not. Should I go into emergency mode now?
No.
Weird.
Hey, I just ran past a red that was wrongfully put there.
Yeah, you're fired, Tess.
Feels bad.
Nah, you can proceed. I was just good with them.
I know. I'm joking too.
You're lucky that I didn't line the train out, though.
Mhm.
I ain't joking you. I almost lined them out.
Mhm. I see that.
I sound like an idiot when I do. I'm taking a shit.
Alright, so who's trimming in Barstow now?
You know what?
Not me.
I see that train. That train headlights way up there in front of me, and I'm so lucky it's not me waiting. Cause I want to be the one to fly by him this time. When I'm like on 55, but still. Don't disrespect the SD40-2s. They can do a lot of things. And don't you make that signal red. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I think just because I said that, I think you're gonna do it now.
BNSF Hobby, BNSF 6479.
6479.
Hey, you're gonna be going into the Barstow Yard track, receiving track 4, over.
Oh, I thought you were putting me aside.
Roger, thank you. Over. Do not put me in a siding, or I will. And that will not work out too well, but still. Jacob does not like sightings. Unless if it's some like that Unstoppable movie stuff. Then I'd definitely like to be in a sighting. But not right now. Have you guys seen that movie Unstoppable?
You mean that Redlock?
Have you seen the movie Unstoppable?
Yeah, it's cringy after working on the railroad for 3.5 years now. I'm watching it. It's alright, but it's cringy as hell.
It doesn't. Well, in my personal opinion, I don't think it demonstrates railroading very realistically.
It's a movie.
Of
Not
course,
a
but
documentary.
not documentary. Okay. So excuse me, I got a crossing to go through.
So, this is what? 4? That's the one I just saw.
Is my next stop Mojave?
Yep.
Not
Probably
Mojave, it's
Barstow.
Barstow. Yeah, it's Barstow. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, but Barstow's full right now. We can't take you.
Yeah, you can.
By the sounds of it, you're gonna.
You've done it before. You've done it before. Don't lie. I still have to go
Hey,
through
wake
Jim
up.
Gray and then Hinckley until I get over to Barstow, so. And you're diverting me into freaking
Hey, what,
Hinckley.
dude?
What are you doing? You better change that R to an N. I see what you're doing up there in Hinckley. DS.
All for dispatcher.
Yeah, I'm talking to the dispatcher. He threw that freaking reverse switch, and it's gonna give me a yellow.
What's your symbol there, A? Who's calling over? No one calling? Alright, dispatch out.
BNSF 6479, DM's over.
Go ahead, 6479.
It appears to me that you're going to be routing me to the siding in Hinckley. Is that correct, over?
That is not incorrect. That is incorrect, over. Someone's messing with the signals.
Yeah, I know they're not. Come on, make it an N and get me a freaking green.
Signal indication, SF 79, you were going all the way to the Barstow, over.
Roger.
2.
I wish I could do 70, but it's only 55 for whatever reason. I thought we had 70
Because
through
you're a
here.
mixed manifest.
It's only intermodals and passengers that are 70, I guess, right?
That's correct.
Aziz can do a hot 110 miles an hour.
What? No, actually, I didn't hear what you said. Tell me.
Johnny, did you hear that?
I'm sorry, but my brain is trying to calculate what you just said right now because I think I am dying.
Do you plan on putting on the railroad sometime?
Maybe, but I'm more looking into doing a ship captain. I don't know.
Because if you take the railroad part, you got a hell of a lot to learn, and it's probably not a good career to get into right now.
Oh my god.
I mean, can you even get into the field anyway in the first place?
Yeah, probably not right now. Not with this economy.
No, not how it's going lately.
Guys
What do
up
you
here
mean?
that have been working for 7 years with seniority are getting furloughed right now.
Whoops, that's the wrong symbol.
You say I need to learn a little bit more about the railroad?
Operations wise.
Of course I do. Yeah, I haven't ever even been on a train other than an Amtrak in Texas. And that's been years. And the time before that, I was in Illinois Indiana, and I went inside of a switcher, and we went just up a track, and then right. Okay, so we were in a junction. Junction, yeah. And then we just went a little bit down the track, and then we went back and all that crap. We were basically just went less than a mile down the track. And then we just went straight back, so. It was one of them, I don't know if you would say tour trains, but it was a train like a tour train. Kind of operated like one. But they still switched and stuff with it. So, yeah, those are the only 2 times I've ever been, like, actually inside of a train.
Alright.
But you gotta admit, here would be one of the best places to learn about railroading, right? From real people that actually do railroading in real life, I mean.
Nope.
Sure. We're kind of sarcastic.
But then again, that's how the real railroad guys are, too.
Oh, yeah.
You act sarcastic on the radios?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Depends on if the other guy's a smartass or not.
Even the guy that works up in the towers like that is joking around sometimes. Yard towers like that. Mostly not the dispatchers.
So who all in here works on a railroad in real life?
Me.
Oh, yeah, Johnny, I know you do. Who else? Is anybody else?
Well, not me, but I drive the guys around. I'm a taxi driver for the railroad.
I fly planes.
Oh, and Crypt, I remember you said you were a pilot.
For who?
I'm still in school for it.
Didn't you say that you're gonna... Oh, it wasn't encrypted. I'm pretty sure I talked to a person who worked for British Airways. I can't remember who. Oh, Hulkin, you're that one who's been sarcastic with me. I like the level of detail to the SD40-2, how it even has like the ripped up seat and everything, and how all the freaking like controls and stuff are literally on point.
Well, that's how they look like in real life.
I know it looks like that in real life. That's why I'm saying it looks pretty legit.
Now I'll put something in question. Do you know there's 8 notches in a throttle, but actually there's a 9th one?
Is it called braking?
Well, it's not really nice throttle, but we put there's 9 notches, I should say.
Yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in idle.
No, actually, pull the throttle out on some of the older engines, pull them out and push them forward to 1. It'll shut the engine down.
Oh.
Yeah, so we count that as another notch. Both of your SD45s and Jeep 38s had those. I used to work for the railroad, but for diesel mechanic entry level. And you're quiet.
Oh, I passed the train. It's like I was watching the board because I'm just cruising along here along the line that's just kind of open and go. Yeah. Like, what the hell was that? I tap out of it. Oh, past the train.
Oh, that's a good one. That's good.
What the heck happened to my slow speed control?
Going downhill.
Oh crap. I guess I should just keep the brakes applied. I wonder if anybody in like single player Run 8, like not even in the like server at all. I wonder if anybody's just taking a bunch of engines and then just put them all together and then see if they can hit 100.
Oh, that's easy. You can get over 230 miles an hour. I did that the other day.
Use the POS 42s. Put it notch 8, let it go.
I used the DC 44s.
You hit 200
There's
with
usually a lot of engines that go down the Cajon.
Yeah, I had 8 engines that went down the Needles side terminal. All at notch 8. You don't fly off the tracks.
Oh yeah, in this game you can't really fly off the tracks.
Oh yeah, you can. You can't derail. You can fly off the tracks. It looks a little messed up.
What? You just got to delete the train if that happens? I tried doing it the other day with the 3 POS 42s and let them go full speed. It's like, alright, let's play. Look and fly off. I said, will it tip?
That's where I got
Well, yeah, when it's hit. I need to hurry up and get to Barstow. I'm tired.
I'm whining.
I'm about to pass East Danby, so once I hit there, it'll be easier. I can finally hit 60 miles an hour? Heck yeah. No, West. I got hit past West Amy before he hit the freaking speed.
Who keeps freaking tuning to dispatch?
Alright, dispatch.
Should I be done with this by about 2?
Pretty close.
I think so. I gotta make that phone call to you guys.
Am I going into Hinckley right now?
No.
Alright. Who's on the server still? How Brett to be in the server twice? It's probably two different trains. I don't quite understand that, but. What does that if you? Brent Mans. Alright, well, big thing I wanted to do is get today's train out of here. Or set to go.
What was the point of routing me into this crossing and into this siding? What are you doing? Halcon, what are you doing?
It's not him.
It's not me. I'm laughing about it, but I had just looked over when you said that. I have no clue. I'm in the receiving yard, or trim area, trying to figure out what's going on this end.
User disconnected from your channel.
I'm on the needle sub just hauling ass.
I'm working Bakersfield.
Oh, did it happen? Oh, that was all planned.
Yeah, he was at the light. I did it.
I kind of got a little paid attention, trying to pay attention to the road traffic that's down near me. Apparently a train just went by and there's another one pulling out in a minute. Down in like 96.
Now you're giving me a flash in yellow.
That's
Flash
automatic when you're coming in
because you're going to be
Barstow.
approaching into, or diverging into wherever it is. Hey, whatever the jibber jab is. Surprised you missed all that. Damn.
There you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Gotta go try to go back to bed.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, Barstow, here I come.
Oh boy, Barstow, watch out.
What do you mean? Luckily, I'm going into the local yard.
User entered your channel.
I don't know, I'm not thinking right now. I just want to get this goddamn train in and go to bed.
User left your channel.
Ha 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 ha.
Yep. Don't make me slow down. Come on. Red, red, white.
Restricted.
Yeah, I know. Alright, I'm done and I'm going to bed. Bye, people. Good night. I'm sorry I couldn't took this power off this, I don't know if I'm supposed to take the power off of it, but I'm just way too daggone tired to do anything. I'm afraid I'm gonna mess anything up, so I'll see you.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright. I muted my microphone. Well, like I said, what we're gonna do is take this train and
What's going on with this BNSF in front of me?
Where at?
Needle sub.
You're in the needles. So they're talking about like over in La Mirada, like, oh, that's just me working the local or working La Mirada, getting the cars for Barstow.
Well, it's entering East Serbia and it's down to 19 miles an hour.
It's probably going up a hill.
Jesus Christ.
you right there, Drew?
God damn this slow train.
Your problem.
What the living hell?
What?
Power move much?
What? Where?
ST42, 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 ST42. Just a whole frick ton of ST42s.
What?
Over on the needle sub.
Oh, you're going by that little thing for extra in case of they need power, apparently.
Oh.
I guess that's what I'm assuming. BNSF 7474, and of course it's going to Barstow. Gee. That was one of my last LHA to buy was 7474. Ran like a beast.
I thought there was just power moves just sitting here for some reason. It just was moving, just didn't finish up.
Looks like we're gonna have a possibly just a 2.3 rain.
User entered your channel. User left your channel.
Okay then.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Hola, Isweza. Hello, Kasamas. Hello. Yo, is anyone here actually?
I'm here.
Yes.
Ah, you
Three of
guys want to
us.
respawn?
Don't
Oh
know
my,
Spanish.
Clive.
¿Dónde está mi queso pantalones?
Si, senor. That's all I know.
Well, it's like I got the red signal, so I'm just gonna AI this thing for the rest of its journey.
Almost done forming the screen.
User left your channel.
Ah, Drew left.
Why do I think it's like behind a crawling of a train?
I don't know. I tell you, put it in a sighting, but you can't over there. Until you get to East Hill. Or East Ash Hill.
I already AI'd it.
Ah.
I'd take the opportunity to use the red as an AI recruit. Just because it's getting late for me, I gotta get going here soon. I gotta be up before 10. I have an appointment.
User joined your channel.
Yo.
Question for you.
Potential answer for you.
I know it happens rarely in real-life operations, but does happen. Of two trains meeting up in a single location,
User entered your channel.
joining up to add extra power to each other to climb over a hill, and at the summit breaking apart. Can we simulate that or no?
Like simulate manned helpers or?
So think of this. Think of a 5,000-foot train coming into Barstow Yard, and it sits there to get fueled and service. Then another 5,000-foot train comes up too. They both go over. They're both going over the summit, but they're not. Pretty much, they're not going the same direction. They're kind of like one will go right, one goes left. One will go left on the main, and one circles around going towards LA or San Diego. So the secondary train has, like, say, it has 4 in the front and 2 in the rear, and the first set only has 2 in the front and 1 in the rear. They could hook together as DPU power and run themselves at the summit. And at the summit, they'll split apart. The original train takes off in front, the second one waits, and then takes off behind it.
Typically, no.
No.
Yeah, the only time that would happen is if, like, a train stalled on the hill, but the train behind it would cut off, go shove it up the hill. Though they would leave their train behind, they would do so.
Your channel.
Hello, Brendan.
What's up?
Not much.
Of course, you have to remember the length limit as well, which is it will be 8,000 feet, I think, when the staff change it.
I figured just asking because I know it does happen, but it's just really, really rare. Like, it's a rare occurrence that it happens.
Yeah, to do so with the whole train's extremely rare. Usually you have to cut cars off. You know, second train to cut off their train and then go shove and then back to their train and make it over the hill themselves.
Alright, I was just wondering because I've seen it happen where they have, like, there'll be a short train in the front. They're both pretty short trains, but they're heavy. So the to the front, and they have, like, it's pretty much like a kind of like how it's kind of like how you see with the midpoint DPUs, like you have a DPU in the middle of the train.
Right. Yeah, I think BNSF has a rule against doing it with the train. Like, I've had to do it in real life before, and we had to cut off our train and go shove. For some reason. I was just on a local too, so it would have been a piece of cake to shove them with the whole train coupled up still.
Yeah, I think it has mostly with a local. I think it's the locals that usually are always one that does that, because they can just hitch a ride as DPU power.
User entered your channel.
Figured at least ask about it because it was something I was curious about, because I know that it happens out the west, but it's not because it's not as common in the east.
Yeah, a lot of times now they're combining like full-size trains, like what you're thinking, just to save crews. Like you have a train's heading to the trench, and there's another train behind it heading to the trench. They'll double them together and just use one crew. Like sometimes now out of the Alameda corridor down at Long Beach, they'll have a empty ethanol train tacked onto the rear of a stack train, for example.
Ah.
So you can replicate that if you want. We were actually just talking down there with David about lengthening the train limits on here because the real world we're running 16,000 foot stack trains, so there's no reason we should limit the server to less than that.
I think we should limit it to length without DPUs or midpoint helpers or such.
Yeah, we could do something like that. Like have a
if you have no more than you can't be lowering this length with only having 2 hidden power and then with no DPU.
Right. Yeah, the real world it's on BNSF 10,000 feet is our limit with just a Fred. Other than that, you need a DP.
Over to Apache?
Just in general, everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, Cajon and the Hatchby, I believe, have more extreme rules since it's such extreme territory.
Uh-huh.
What's up, y'all?
Just moving freight. How's it going?
I wish I was. I'm in the process of moving still, so I haven't been on in about 6 months.
I was gonna say I haven't seen you around in a while.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so I downloaded this and just to see what y'all were up to. I just know that I've been on Facebook. There's been a lot of people on lately.
Hi, I'm new.
Yeah, it's been extremely busy. We've had like 30 people on at once lately. It's been kind of fun.
I bet.
Only downside is most of it's road power and hardly anyone wants to work the yards.
There's a few of us that are working yards. My hobby's getting worked a lot. West Colton's still an orphan.
West Colton and Barstow.
I'm working Barstow. I got 2 computers going.
I know you're working Barstow. I'm saying most of the other time though it's not worked. We have a backup.
Brandon, that's why it shows you on the network twice.
Brandon.
What's up?
I have about a 1,000-foot train bound for Barstow.
Where are you?
Huh?
Where are you?
CP Pasta, coming out of LAJ.
Okay, so I'll probably be in bed by the time it's here.
Yeah. I'll be still awake probably.
I honestly might be too. I was up till about 6 in the morning playing COD last night.
I probably would have been too.
We had a group of 6 of us playing. It was pretty fun. I've never actually had a squad that big enough to fill up a whole team.
Shoot, I miss doing the Daytona run.
I'm gonna slide back down to the other channel.
Alright.
Can we come too?
Natrona, no. Oh wait, he finally unlocked it.
Oh yay.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel. Channel switched.
You want to run them motors down on top of me here, and then I'll.
I'm just coming down here to a different channel, guys. Just
Yeah, that's
everyone talk.
Or you can relinquish it. I'll do it if you're easy.
Oh, that's fine.
Doesn't seem like going fast. It is.
There's a West Colton train getting built in Barstow right now. It's got a handful of cars for you guys. I know you're looking forward to it.
Beautiful. Far enough when you get them low.
Okay.
Dan. Conductor on ground protect shove. Back up. 10.
Dan.
Just left 5. Lobby.
What?
Just left 5 up in the lobby.
Hmm.
7 now.
7.
Listen, I don't have anything in front of me for almost past Troy. This train way above me.
Who?
You know, he's AI. He's going to do better driving than
Last
I am.
But nice easy stop. Stretch.
I think they're yours now.
Oh, that's right.
We have a green. And we have a road coming up.
BNSF detector milepost 732.9 main 2 ambient temperature 52 degrees.
Justin.
Yes, sir.
Guess how many cars that I pulled out of LJ and LAM that were all industry processed?
I don't know how many, but I'd guess just shot in the dark 9,000 feet.
Ooh, you're pretty close. About 8,350 and about 135 cars.
Holy Toledo.
What happens when I work both of them?
I don't know what they're paying you up there, but you boys ought to ask for a raise your next contract.
Yeah. Right now we're struggling though. We have a 3.1 horsepower per ton. NSF 74, 24, 23, got a clear signal, CP at Wood Junction out. Brandon.
Yo.
Weren't you the one that was working the 906J?
I moved it out there.
Oh. I was wondering.
some pressure on your brake pipe. You don't have to flow nothing.
User joined your channel.
David, do you know, do the AI crews, when they run the trains, do they use fuel?
They might. I'm not sure.
This is supposed to be the life of this game. This is what I can't. I mean, I understand if you have other people to talk with, they're doing stuff like this, but. Never been trained. Excuse me. Yeah, I see a train. Come on then. Oh yeah. Two more later on, maybe. If I look on this map where I'm coming up past Troy. I have a 7% grade coming up.
User disconnected from your channel.
Destiny still here?
Yep.
I'm at the part on the San Bernardino sub where we start pulling hard up the hill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're only going about 42 miles per hour right now. And we're in full notch 8, slowly decreasing.
Holy moly.
There's two AFK. Oh, they're dead.
Try to see where he is. I don't know where he is then.
Will the new coal cars that we have work for Trona?
That's good to hear.
I don't think so.
Wah, wah, wah.
Do you want them to?
Oh, I would love it very much. They look so nice.
I know a guy they could change that.
Would you pretty please? Just to change it up a little bit.
You still want a train of the old ones coming too? Or do you want me to replace the current Trona train with a Bethcon train?
Replace the current train with this train, with the new car.
Okay.
With the CMOs.
Those are gonna be fun to haul up.
Yeah, because we don't have any of those on the server right now.
Negative.
Probably not prototypical, but just a change in scenery.
User joined your channel.
Good night.
Good night, Nick. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Nick's going to bed. Whoa, whoa.
My leg.
We sent a soda ash train out and the 82 out.
Roger. Or is the 82 first?
No, the soda ash train's first. The 82 had to be DP'd. It was so heavy.
Oh God.
It's really not all that long. It's almost impossible to run all those loads like that.
Oh, excuse me. Well, guys, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Right for a little bit longer. Trying this. Learning.
How much was it, or how many cards did the LOP 82 have?
Like 70, I think.
Ooh, that sounds like a decent sized train. That would be humped over West Colton.
It's just everything's on a hill on the Trona. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, like when I was going down or going wherever, it was like a struggle.
Right. I'm sorry, I told you wrong. We sent a empty coal train and a 82, not a soda ash train. That's my mistake.
I was gonna say the soda ash train was the one I found out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you sent 3 trains out of Trona today.
That's true, because we did send the soda ash earlier.
Yeah.
But that's already long gone, should be.
Then Canyon, Palmdale Cutoff.
Okay. Yeah, 82 is almost. Let's see. '82 is coming up to Cantil right now.
Oh, okay, so it's almost here.
Yeah. I wonder why Cantil has this kink in the siding.
I'm not sure. None of those tracks are terribly long either. Like, you couldn't pass 2 big trains around one another on any of those sidings.
No, huh?
Where's Cantil?
On the Trona.
Oh.
The first place, there's no point of even having a siding when you're gonna have like a big train going up and then a big train going back down. you have to play it like one by one, where one comes up and one goes down. Yes, there's a camper right there. Okay, I got shot by my teammate.
Okay, they're on the little pine branch. The bear I don't have. One of the things I might have to get to because there's a lot of people work over there. I don't think because there's a lot of sightings over there.
What does presenter mode do in your graphics?
Hang on. On the graphics tab, the option for presenter mode, which is related to the frame rate note below, depending on your system, one setting or the other may give you smoother performance. When set to immediate, DirectX will not wait for the next monitor refresh cycle, it'll simply render immediately. When set to 1, DirectX will wait for the monitor refresh to render. If set to 1, the highest FPS you will ever see is your screen's refresh rate, usually 60 Hz, sometimes 120 or 144. Set to suit your purposes.
That's why I don't get good frame rates at West Colton. Okay, I just fixed that.
I just changed it and I'm getting 190 frames a second.
Well,
wait, what?
Your monitor can only render so much.
Holy Toledo! I just died and went to heaven.
Farewell.
I'm
glad I changed that setting. That made a world of difference.
I'm getting 98 frames a second in Barstow Yard with shadows.
I'm getting 120 frame.
So how do you bring up my frame rate stuff?
Shift Z.
In Mojave, I'm getting 180.
That is wild.
What you have it set to 1 or the immediate or whatever?
Immediate. I got it set.
Immediate is the better one of the two. At least for me.
I also have vertical sync off.
Vertical sync do anything anyway.
This is pretty cool. I'm doing the team monitor thing. I have 2 monitors or whatever, so it's like, you can use it on both.
Guess I have to play around that too myself.
Now, how do you get it to display on both? Oh, whoa.
It just does it on its own. Weird, right?
I feel like Joe Bryce.
It's skewed though, which I don't like.
I'm getting wicked good frames.
Wow,
Yeah, me
weird.
too. This is nuts.
You guys don't see this.
Oh no, now I can't see to shut it off.
Out in proper nowhere, I'm getting in the neighborhood of about 140. This is excellent.
I could do
Wait, what one? Is this supposed to be white? Presenter mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because like I had it.
User was moved out of your channel.
What was that?
User joined your channel.
Who moved me?
I did.
Why?
All I heard was your television.
Super loud.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My control and alt key are my push to talk buttons, and I did control alt delete, so that makes sense.
I see.
This only works in the game, but I have the little the colon thing in the upper left-hand corner next to the 1 button.
That's
it's also
what
a dash key.
The tilde?
Is that what it's called?
The Mexican one on top of the letters? The little,
I don't Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think you can put it on top of letters. I think you can only put it in independently.
I'm
But
pretty
if
sure
put it on
it's a tilde.
letters, it would be an alt code.
Yeah. Justin, how long did you send that 82 out of Mojave? Like, when did you send that?
How long ago did I send it?
Roger.
Probably 45 minutes ago.
Okay, it should be here soon then.
Yeah, like I said, it was just coming up to Cantil, so it doesn't have that much longer.
Oh, it just went through Campville. Oh my god.
What?
It's huge.
Pretty good size.
That's what she said.
Oh!
There it is.
Well, I get about 50 to 60 with that set. Sometimes less. I don't know, it just depends. It's smoother than it was, though. That's all that really matters. Why is this Amtrak train so long?
Where you at?
Barstow.
Somebody's got some mail and stuff in the rear end.
I mean, like 50 frames in Barstow Yard.
And that's on. Let's see. If I had my graphics up on 6, all my scenery shadows on, rail unit draw distance at 6,000, everything turned up all the way. What do you guys have your tile draw range set to?
4.
Yeah, I also have 4.
I guess there's really no reason to have it up to 6, is there?
Well, because it's not just 6. It's actually 36.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta click
6.
Oh yeah, square it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess if you want to see 30 signals, it's not a bad thing. It's all have to render.
What's the rail unit draw distance? What sheet set that at?
Mine was at like 3,500.
And the yard light draw distance?
2,000.
Okay. Yeah, now I'm like bouncing between 195 and 200.
Hey, frames.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I know the human eye can't render that, but
Yeah, I think it's anything above 60 is technically irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
Does weather change in the server?
The clouds roll in.
I just have to play around with hallucinations.
we just have a hodgepodge of power all over Barstow here.
Did Anthony's boron local ever finish?
I finished it for him. Didn't do it all the way. Still not finished, actually.
Was it the one with the NS engines?
Yeah, I set those out.
He started that yesterday.
David said I set those out.
He started that with the NS engines on Sunday night.
He said that Encrypted told him to use those. That's
Yeah,
the power that was assigned.
Yeah, because I didn't have any power to give him besides those 2 NS units were just sitting in a spot ready to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, generally the boron local power stays assigned to that job and just sit.
There wasn't any power over that side of the yard. Literally, all the power was over in the service and everything else.
Oh, okay. Well, I made 2 new engine. All right, I made another engine set for the boron local. I don't know.
I have 2. I would set diesels sitting in front of the engine shop. There's 2 SDs that were in the outbound yard. I just pretty much split a train apart, cut them out, just paste them in front of the door shut bay.
Got any electrics?
No.
Oh.
The weird thing with that boron, 2 days ago, it was set up on the Barstow to go out, and it had the proper engines set on it. So somebody pulled the engines off and put something else on those bigger engines on. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Those engines are not appropriate for this job.
Norfolk Southernized it.
Well, this isn't Norfolk Southern.
It's UP and BNSF.
Wait, you're telling me the Norfolk Southern uses 6-axle road?
So I used to live on the Lehigh line in New Jersey, and it's rare to see it. But I have seen the local, which runs down the line every so often, and it had a -9 on both ends of it.
9 times out of 10, I know exactly what local you're talking about. 9 times out of 10, that train has S240s or Jeeps out of Allentown.
Yeah, and then once in a blue moon, it'll have Dash 9s with it because it's what they had. They literally run what they can with those at that local.
No, I mean, that makes sense. It's just, I mean, I highly doubt that the BNSF would use foreign power on a local. I mean, because they have to pay for that. If I remember correctly, most of their aces are in coal service, aren't they?
Correct. And heavy tonnage service, yeah. You talk about ours, David?
Yeah, BNSF.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it's rare to see a BNSF ace anywhere else.
Well, I mean, they use them in freight service too. Every once in a while, Z-Train will have one, but the vast majority of them, yeah, are in coal service and heavy tonnage like grain service and whatnot.
Well, most of the BNSF that makes its way out to the East Coast ends up on the oil trains, and 9 times out of 10 it's just a brace of GEs.
Right.
Like the aces are great torquey engines. That's why I love them.
I don't know. It just looks weird running the Boron local with those. That's all.
Lease units are lease units. That's why they're called lease units. They're leased.
Pretty sure BNSF isn't leasing any NS aces.
Roger.
I was thinking about making a skin for the CSX aces into the PRLX since they don't have them anymore.
I think somebody did that. They look decent.
It wouldn't surprise me because they're just not on the roster anymore, which sucks. But it is what it is.
Should do a C&O one.
I had the C&O unit in Mojave for a while in my Museum of Nonsense.
You saw that C&O ace, right?
Yeah, they did that in New Jersey, and a bunch of us went out and took pictures of it while I was sitting here. I've been meaning to get the model that Athern made of it.
That was a NS Trainmaster that did that.
Was it really?
Yeah, he's a member of the CMRP, Jay.
Oh my.
Andrew would know him too. He worked out of Moberly.
So how does a wide person fit through this tiny little door to enter the locomotive?
It's not easy, I can tell you from experience.
Very carefully.
Sideways.
That's the only thing I don't like about my grip, is that it's an oblong bag and it's hard to fit it through the entryway on the door on the motor.
Because then you go through the door, and then you go through a more narrow opening to get up to the cab.
Right. I end up swinging my grip around my front and like forcing it through there with my leg, kind of.
One thing I do like about these NS aces is they have the
You cut off again, David.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I like about the NS aces is that they have the steam gauges on them. The round dial gauges.
Oh, the analogs?
Yeah, I guess you could call them analog, sure.
Is that real? I don't think I've ever been on an NS Ace. Is that true? Do they really have them like that?
I believe so. Because they made two different Ace cabs. They made one with just the digital gauges, and they made that one. It would stand to reason that they put the prototypical cab on the prototypical engine.
Right, because the UP ones are the same way.
Oh, okay.
The B&O wasn't a NS company though. It wasn't part of NS. Go into CSX.
Yeah, the B&O fell into the C&O, and then the C&O went into CSX.
Though I would love to see 11:14.
I love GPU fencing now that I know how to do it.
Oh yeah.
Close out the pipes both ends, push the train forward, let it roll, hit the slack, and click by.
That's exactly how it's written in air brake and train handling too.
What, just bunch it up and then start pulling?
I'm being ornery.
Oh god, it's running 1.4 HPT.
What is?
That LOP82, I took it over.
Oh.
I'm gonna run it in and assemble an outbound train.
Make sure you send all that heritage out of there.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
The one David's running. WP 3566.
That's not a heritage, that's an actual locomotive.
What's WP stand for?
Western Pacific.
Oh.
What is this?
What is what?
A train David's running right into a red signal.
I'm gonna test the detector, that's all.
Ah. I was hoping you'd blow the horn because I actually put my M5 as the WP horn.
No, Brandon asked me yesterday how to recall a defect detector, and I was just seeing if it worked on a non-squawk or if it was only on squawks.
Oh, you mean like an exception only detector?
No, like, so say for example.
You cut off again, David.
I'm sorry. So say I want to. My gosh, I keep cutting off. Say I want to cross the detector, and there was a defect. You hit *8, and it should recall what the detector said.
I had the wrong button.
It recalls in text only, right? It doesn't say rebroadcast and do the whole thing again, right?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out. I don't have a defect though.
I think it pops up in the game chat if you have a defect, and I think that's how it does the rebroadcast as well, but that's kind of hard to replicate because you can't just make a defective car.
Sure you can. Let it roll down the hill, dragging the brakes.
Wrong.
Dang.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Wrong.
Wrong.
It's tremendous.
Not sure where he learned how to speak.
New York.
Do you guys talk like that in New York?
It varies from generation to generation.
You use words like bigly?
Huge. No, he's just an idiot.
Bigly.
Like, have you ever watched those all those informational videos from the 50s, and everyone talks like this, and it's the voice of tomorrow, and that general tone has kind of changed, even if that was mostly for theatrics.
Well, I tell you what, the old bar kick is ready to depart. I can tell you that right now. Mercy.
Did you update the Barstow information board?
No.
How do you do that?
You put numbers and things in the.
Right, but could you tell me how to do that, please?
I could yell it.
Or is it on the website? I should just look there.
It's on the website. I
Okay.
suggest you look there.
Yeah, watch the
Understandable.
video.
I'd be happy to help you.
Damn it all.
Oh, must be reduced to 45 now. I'll still keep it a notch.
I don't know. This train's very bigly. It might need a couple of DPs.
This LOP-82 is bleeding out.
You know what I hate? I hate that you can't go to your, what do you call it? You can't go to your train maker upper window, and it'll show you exactly what's loaded and what's not in that cut.
Yeah, it's all or nothing, right?
Right, exactly. It's with everything loaded or with nothing loaded. The only way you can tell what the soup of what you've got is if it's like knuckled into your motor.
Yeah. I hope in V3 they introduce something that lets you pick locomotive numbers a little more freely.
That would be nice.
Because time and time again, I've had people come in, delete power, and just, or they'll run it and then just delete it after because they just don't know any better.
Right.
And it's a pain to get the right engine number back.
Wish people would stop posting stupid stuff on Facebook.
Like what?
Someone posted a picture of a bunch of Jersey barriers across a road with a road closed sign. And I don't know. I mean, I guess they put these barriers in to prevent people from driving in there and infecting them with coronavirus.
Oh, please.
I don't know. The picture doesn't say anything. It's just someone took a picture, and of course it goes viral.
Right.
Well, it's like the army trains that they run out west. People keep posting videos of one going by and saying, "Oh, this was in Long Island. This was in Ocean County, New Jersey." And it's like, do you look at the surroundings of the video?
Well, they go to MEPS out here, so that's where they train. Yeah, that's very common. We run quite a few military trains out of Galesburg throughout the year.
Yeah, but that's not Long Island, a completely suburbanized area that looks completely different from the scenery in the video. And people just see something and, come up with some bullshit story and people believe it.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
There isn't a tank train going through the middle of Long Island because the National Guard is coming to bring us under martial law.
I mean, for all we know, this
You cut off again, David.
I'm sorry. I sent the picture in the ticket chat. Anyway, I mean, for all we know, that picture could be, that road could be closed off for a variety of reasons. It could be a washout, a mudslide, a rock slide. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Under construction.
Exactly.
A building collapse. Who knows?
True. You're always one for positivity.
But I don't think they put a Jersey barrier in the middle of a forest for a building collapse.
No.
This whole process would be so much easier if there was so much less misinformation.
Roger.
I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you're going to get it regardless, and people are going to try and stir the pot, and people are going to believe things that plainly aren't true. But this would be going so much easier if there wasn't so much bullshit.
Well, you can thank the news media.
Them too.
Absolutely.
I was talking about this earlier. I understand what they're doing with their tactics on reporting, and to an effect, it's working. Because people are seeing this, they're scared, and they're staying inside. And that's kind of what we need, are just people not to interface with the rest of the world. But I don't think that should be accomplished by scaring the general public.
No, because then they go out and buy all the toilet paper.
Yep.
And did you see the toilet paper I bought today? Did everybody see that in the Kachika chat?
I did.
Oh my God. It's like Creston, Iowa has better toilet paper than that. And Brendan knows. When I say that, you can take that to the bank.
I can't wait till all this is over.
Same, and also there might be a confirmed case at the place I work at.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Same.
Bathroom tissue. Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything that's labeled bathroom tissue.
Well, it's the only thing I could find.
No, I know.
I think the tube is probably softer than the actual toilet paper.
Well, that's what they're selling. The paper is just a wrapper for the tube.
Yeah.
And then it has all the measurements in metric. That's interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I've kind of come to terms with the fact that there's, a 90% chance that I'm going to get this virus at some point or another, and I'm not going to die from it because there's a 98% recovery rate. But at this point, I'd honestly rather just get it and get it over with.
The problem is, if you get it, there's always a chance you can get it again now.
But there's also here's the other thing is they've been done some studies on this thing too. If you're young and get the worst end of it, you can have lung damage afterwards.
Well, there's that, but if you get pneumonia, you're dealing with the same thing.
I think this is just a combination of pneumonia and bronchitis together.
I think pneumonia is one of the most interesting human diseases because it is a result of inflammation in the lungs. And when there's inflammation in the lungs, the human body's instinct is to draw fluid to it, and the body essentially drowns itself because then the fluid's just stuck there. So it's an attempt at self-preservation going terribly, terribly wrong.
So we have a 1.1% grade. We're going up.
As explained by my mother,
who
who was a nursing professor.
Going down at 1.5% grade.
How is your mom doing, by the way, Nick? I hope she's been doing good.
She's been doing okay. About a year or so ago, she was diagnosed with Parkinson's, so we've been dealing with that, but thankfully it's been fairly mild.
That's good. Tell her I said hi next time we talk to her.
Okay. That's the other reason I don't want to get the virus, because she already has the pre-existing condition, and I don't want to give it to her.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Because her immune system is incredibly weakened by that whole thing.
Wow, Brittany took a really blurry picture.
Yes, good.
Wait, is there a Facebook group for Run 8? For
No.
us?
For us, Highball, yes, not for Run 8.
Nick, if you want to send me an invite?
I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
It's mostly screenshots and complaints.
we tried to delete the complaint.
Only complaint I have is the yard stuff. Is just when the yards go crazy. That's my only complaint.
It's not what the kind of complaints we get.
So your complaint is realism?
Right.
And my complaint is the lack of people that are in the yards.
We've had both yards pretty well staffed, or both major yards pretty well staffed the past week.
I was gonna say this coronavirus has put a pretty good turnout on everybody.
I have to
Shame
do
it's not
numbers
gonna last
tomorrow
tomorrow.
too.
What?
Monthly numbers. I have to get those done after tomorrow.
Hmm.
Did you guys realize that 40 years ago tonight, the Rock Island Railroad had less than 24 hours to live?
Wow.
Thanks for the depressing news.
Yeah.
In other news, it's the
Wait,
day
did
before
they-
April Fool's Day.
Did they know that they were shutting down?
Well, from what I've read in some of the groups, I think it was pretty evident, but I think some people thought there was going to be like a last-minute government stimulus to help keep the railroad open, but well, actually, I'll just send you this. It almost choke you up a little bit. This guy that I know, he used to work for Amtrak, and anyway, he was a Rock Island leverman for a long time, and he wrote a really good little, I don't know what you'd call it, story about the last night of operation at the tower he was working at. I'll send it in the Chiga chat here.
44 years ago tomorrow, Conrail was birthed into existence. The Wrath of Conrail.
Conrail?
Yeah, Conrail's made of like 5 different railroads.
A little bit more than that.
A lot of railroads. Penn Central,
There was
such.
I didn't mean to step on you there. There was a train that I brought into Oro Grande earlier today. It was a coal train, and now it has since disappeared. Oh well, they have enough coal there.
It's weird that Conrail still exists, but in a much smaller form factor.
They just own trackage, right?
Well, they run the locals out of North and South Jersey.
So they still have power too, right?
No, all their power is a combination of CSX and NS. They have no dedicated engines, but they have dedicated crews, dedicated trackage.
Check the Kachiga chat there, David. That's that little memoir, or whatever you want to call it, that Harold Kruer wrote. Pretty sobering.
Just because I'm unaware, what did the Rock Island get folded into?
It was bankrupted. They sold the assets off. They liquidated it.
So nothing took over.
Well, Brennan, was it the Iowa Interstate that ended? How did that go? You might know more than I would.
I believe everything was just sold, and whoever got it, got it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because it seems like the Northeast was a fan of more bulk purchases, like the Erie and the Lackawanna ate each other, and I mean, bits and pieces were abandoned of different operations as time went on, but for the most part, things were sold kind of wholesale, for lack of a better term.
Carl Rethwich told me, if you're not friends with him on Facebook, I highly recommend sending him a friend request. He hired out as a fireman on the queue and ended up retiring off BNSF. But he's got just unbelievable photos of stuff you wouldn't believe. But anyway, he told me that the Q had a big problem with Rock Island in the very later years towards the 80s. The Rock Island was so financially frail that the Q was getting brand new U-30s and U-25Bs in Cicero, and one of their first jobs as a shakedown run would be the Rock Island transfer job. And they would take these engines over to the Rock Island, tie them down for the night, and then the next day the Rock Island would crew the transfer job and run a Rock Island to the CB&Q Cicero transfer job. And it just was like a back and forth game. Well, the Rock was so financially frail in the end of its existence that trainmasters actually authorized these brand new CB&Q engines to be taken and put on their Silvis train that went from Chicago all the way to obviously Silvis, Illinois, just north of where I am in Quad Cities. And they would steal these locomotives from the Q. They would literally repaint them into Rock Island engines. And the Q would have no idea where their engines went. They know of at least 10 locomotives that were stolen from the CB&Q by the Rock Island in the last 5 years. And the year before they actually were liquidated and the railroad was no more, they actually were sued. The Rock Island got sued by the CB&Q and won the case that they were stealing locomotives.
Amazing.
Well, in the end times, it was the BN. The BN had been formed, but it started out with the Q.
That's kind of crazy. I've heard of it happening with boxcars, but never with locomotives.
Unless Carl's getting senile, which could be a real possibility. But he was telling me and Riley one time that they had stolen multiple locomotives, and they were tried for it, not just for the boxcars and they said there were some tank cars too that were also involved in the whole deal, but apparently they were stealing brand new engines, and the Q was told that it was a clerical error, however you would say that. And come to find out, the Q had sent their own investigative people to Silvis to try and find out what was going on. And sure enough, that these trains always ran at night. It's what Carl says. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a good story.
I definitely believe it. They're pretty hard up.
Squeezed about 9 cars into this one industry. Justin.
What, Drew?
I shoved about 7 cars into this one industry, and the last car is literally almost off the rail.
Oh my.
Shoved it so good, but then it's like when we're gonna couple to it, it's gonna get pushed off. Here, I'm gonna send you a picture on Snap.
So the Rock Island is still existing today. After it shut down, it came back. It's now a short line in the Mississippi Delta, which down south, where it's run on what used to be known as the Mississippi Delta Railroad.
Mississippi Death Railroad?
Delta.
But like you said, death.
I wish I could have seen the Long Island Railroad in the late 80s, early 90s before they started getting all modernized. Because they had Jeep 38s and MD-15s running commuter trains on a daily basis.
That would be awesome.
The Jeep 38 was actually the first EMD product they bought new. Everything else was either Alco or like smaller GE critters like 44 tonners. But They were predominantly Alco until they went out of business.
Wow. So Grand Trunk Western is still around, owned by Canadian National Railway, and Soo Line is still around, owned by Canadian Pacific.
They need someone to transport fries and gravy.
It's amazing how much influence the Canadian railroads have in the U.S. via proxy. CN owns the Bessemer and Lake Erie.
Yeah, CN went on a big buying spree. What was that, a few years ago? That's kind of crazy. Just scooping up everything.
If you ever get the chance, I highly recommend Robert Krebs's book. It's called Riding the Rails, and he talks about, in the end of the book, the merger that almost happened with, I believe, CN and the BNSF, and they were going to call it like North American Rails or North American Railways or something like that. And then I guess the only thing, from what I can understand, the way he tells it in his book, the only thing that stopped it was the FRA put like a 36-month memorandum, or whatever you'd say that, on any rail mergers, and then talks abruptly ended. Apparently, there was rumor at one time that they were going to try and buy NS too, but that never happened.
I could see something happening still, though. Something big.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think this latest economic rift might cause some changes in the industry. I can't say what, and I don't think anybody knows, but I think it might do something.
Yeah, everything's a lot cheaper now.
Whatever happens, I don't think it's going to be good for the employees.
Nothing is anymore.
Yeah, who cares what you want?
I'm a stockholder, dang it. Justin, you do the Berkshire Hathaway stock purchase program?
Yes, I do.
Good deal. A lot of people don't know about that. It's kind of a good program, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
I contribute, I think, $300 out of all my paychecks there. Well, I got one right here.
Oh, so you a shareholder of BN or something?
Yeah, you just deduct money out of your paycheck and you go straight into stock purchase program for Berkshire B. And there's no fees or anything. It just goes straight into the stock price.
Interesting.
Yeah, it showed my, let's see, it was at 3, now I'm down to $250 a check, but it just comes out, you don't even see it. Like it just, you don't even know it leaves. And that'll be a nice surprise for retirement one day.
It's also really easy to get out if you're ever in a pickle and need some money.
Is it really?
Yeah, it takes maybe a week to get it, but there's like one $15 fee maybe, no matter how much you want to take out.
No kidding. That's good to know.
That's what got me through the big furlough a few years ago.
Well, I never thought about that. Yeah.
We have a grade, an upward grade, I'm thinking.
I thought about investing while everything is kind of in the toilet, but I don't know. It seems kind of unsafe.
Well, it's upward. It's probably what that was for me. It's a downward grade.
And I guess it just depends on what you invest in.
I'd say that's the case just about all the time, though, really.
Just one on the server here. Well, there's just a couple. No. Me, smoking in Barstow.
Alright, guys, I'm out.
Alright.
User left your channel.
I was gonna say see you later. Okay.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
He is roughly the same person as he was when he was 14 years old. That was the last time I saw him. And he has not changed at all, and it's been a good long time.
Encrypted?
Yeah.
I see.
I used to be in a model club with model train club with him, and it's good to know he's still essentially a child.
Do you think I'm a child?
I don't know you.
Of course you don't.
I've known him far too long.
Yeah.
According to your membership profile with us, you're between the ages of 13 and 17, so yes.
Pretty soon I'm gonna be 17 either way, so.
You still fall into that age bracket between 13 and 17.
Yeah.
Don't get old, kid.
Yeah.
Believe me, I don't want to be old. You want to see a cool picture?
Sure.
Look at my avatar.
Nice.
Oldest 40-2 was leading goddamn local there.
I like how we've got 2 5-packs in the middle of this.
I was hoping someone would notice that.
That's awesome. Well, I guess it's a 5-packer and a single well.
Or a couple threes.
Yeah, that's also possible.
I'm not that good at math. I don't know.
What's that?
All I know is it throws my air test and what my car's count says I have off on my wheel.
Exactly.
This kick or bar kick that's leaving out of the departure yard, it's got a big cut of well cards that are empty in the middle of it.
Oh, a PSR at its finest.
I tell you what, I'd hate to run one of these things on Run 8 in real life. You imagine some of these trains we run on here, how junk they'd be in real life.
All these coil cars.
Oh my word. There's no way they'd make it over the road. No way. Not to mention the reefers that we got peppered in here everywhere too.
Oh yeah.
My favorite are the loaded auto racks that make their way through the hump.
Yeah, that's cool too.
We hump them in Argentine.
Really?
Oh yeah.
But in Argentine, you don't hump cars. It's a retarding yard.
I think it's a something about retarding there, but I think just Santa Fe makes it retarding.
Roger.
Retarding. Nice setup, Justin.
Thanks.
Yours looks like it's like on the open. Mine, it's just like I'm in a prison. Honestly, me having this desk and having a queen bed in my room makes my room look like it's a big room.
You have to excuse my trash. I need to go dump my trash into the big trash can there.
Yeah, it's all good, bro.
Drew, I'll give you a little tip. Never move out.
Oh, I know. Don't have to tell me.
It's so much cheaper.
No duh. But when you fall in love with a girl, it's a whole different experience.
Eh.
Yeah, Brendan's married. How does that work?
I moved out. I'm saying I wish I didn't.
Oh.
You and Shannon could have stayed with your mom and dad forever.
Man, I miss my old room. It was in the basement. Never knew what time of day it was. There were no windows or anything. I'd move back in a heartbeat.
You know, that wouldn't be bad working on a railroad. It's always dark.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go to bed and wait. You'd go to bed in the dark and actually still wake up in the dark, and it would be easy sleep.
Don't know if you slept for 2 hours or 14 hours.
I live in a condo complex, and for whatever reason, it's against the rent agreement / ownership agreement to put a basement in, or to put a bedroom in the basement. So I physically can't live down here, but 9 times out of 10 I sleep down here anyway.
I'm telling.
Go ahead.
He's been a very boy.
Well, I better update the Barstow information board.
Oh, you're learning how to run Barstow?
It's really not a hard information board to fill out. You really just put the train length and the things like that on there.
Tons in the
tons.
Destination of it.
Well, let's see here.
Brennan, there's a Bakersfield to Barstow coming in.
That's fine.
What?
Uh-oh.
It's, I think Bakersfield. Yeah, Clive's has it.
It's a good name, Clive.
Not as cool as Bartholomew, though.
Bart?
The Modesto to Galiva, Illinois train, if passing through Barstow, I don't know why it wouldn't pass through Barstow. This train, the Mod GLV, will exit Barstow Yard towards Mineola.
That's Galva, Illinois. That's like 5 miles from where I live.
Well, how else would this train go through Barstow? How else would this train get to Galiva, Illinois, if it didn't pass through Barstow?
Well, I mean, I'm sure when he made that video, he was just explaining it to the smallest common denominator of people that didn't understand what was going on. The only problem is he can't replicate that when someone puts him on the spot.
Jeepers.
I can't wait to refer to Galva as Galiva now.
I'm sorry, I can't read.
It's okay. When I first moved over here, the next little town west of Galiva was Kiwani, and not Kiwani, it's Watauga, and I called it Wataga.
It's like all the people here that say Olathe instead of Olathe.
Jeez.
There's a town on Long Island called Islip that everyone calls Islip.
How do you say that town with the P name again?
Oh, Poughkeepsie?
Yeah, that's it.
Islip. That's Southwest has a destination there.
Yeah, there's Islip MacArthur Airport deals with mostly like Florida and New York flights, but it exists. I wanted to fly out of there once, but it was, for whatever reason, astronomically more expensive than JFK, and considering I don't live on Long Island, it wasn't worth it.
I was just shoving trains in, man.
Barstow, California to Stockton, California operates daily. If passing through Barstow, this train, the Barstow, will exit Barstow Yard towards Hutt.
The Barstow.
Which other way could it go?
Before you said that, you sounded like you were going to tell me how to fasten my seatbelt afterwards.
I mean, I suppose we'd descend to Barstow out towards Seligman, and then somehow cut up towards the north and take the High Line down.
Jeez.
I shouldn't make fun of this.
Live stuff's in a lot of these trains. He stuffed in probably about, I would say, a good 20 to 30 box cars and GRN. Holy.
I built the local.
What?
I built the local. He's just spotting what I threw in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that a lot of this did not, like, you know what I mean? Like, overfitted the industry. The only one that overfitted was the, was the
JBT?
No, KRS. Which is the ones that get loads with steel.
I did that one earlier.
I'd love to do the Bakersfield locals. There's just a lot of people working.
Do them, please.
That's the nice part about working Mojave. No one bothers you.
That's how Bakersfield was till like 2 weeks ago.
Mojave and the UPJ yard in LA are, I think, are my two favorites. I don't know if you've ever bothered going down to the deep depths of Los Angeles, but those locals are actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I brought some cars to Malabar yesterday, and then some more cars to LAJ.
Wait, we're talking about LAJ now? What about it?
I was talking about the UPJ yard, the one that's over by Interlochen.
Yeah, well, I've been working the LAJ yard.
The SPJ yard by Redondo Junction.
Yeah, that's the one you're working, not mine.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Bakersfield is like cleared out right now.
Well, if you want something to do in Bakersfield, there's another oil train that needs assembling.
Well, that's the only thing is 910J. I'm pretty sure needs to leave. Yep.
No, I mean a Tricor.
Huh?
Tricor. There's another oil train sitting there ready to go.
Yeah, 913.
Yep.
Brendan, did we ever change those coal cars where they'll work?
Dude, did we change what?
Did you put those coal cars in there where the new ones will work?
Oh, not yet. We gotta restart the server for that stuff to take effect.
Okay, I'll just spawn the old one in then.
Well, that's pretty good to see though. Good to see that Bakersfield cleared up there, Brendan. Brendan,
What's up?
you hear me?
Kinda. I heard Bakersfield cleared up. Good to see.
Good to see.
It's good too. So yes, I heard it all, I guess.
All you gotta do is sort them all.
Yeah.
Cleared Bakersfield. See up. Good to see you.
That was quick. I'm impressed.
Just like what I gotta do here, I'm gonna be sorting LAJ.
What in the world is Beaver, California?
Beaver or Bieber?
Did you check the Barstow information board?
That's where I'm seeing it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Drew, I brought LAJ some cars last night. They should be at least blocked according to the local for you.
Where?
That yard next to the rock train is where I put some of them.
Look, this doesn't even have rail service.
Oh boy.
The LOP-82 is now on short final to Mojave. We finally made it.
Oh wait, hold on. I lied.
We'll never forgive you.
What are the cars that you think you brought in, like the local cat or tag?
There were some Wyvern 228s that I believe I dropped near where you're at down there. And this other cut was a Wyvern 335. So I shoved them down a little further into this other little yard.
Yeah, they both got, or 2281, I think, got ran.
Yeah, and then there were some 227s. 228s, I guess, were that other yard, kind of on the other side of the river. And then 227s I dropped near where you're at by that rock train.
Yep, I ran that day.
Well, cool. I'm glad they didn't get deleted or something dumb.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't lie.
So you're saying that there's something inaccurate on the Barstow information board?
What?
Yes.
Oh,
the city of Brew does not have rail service. However, the town of New Beaver, with a NU and then BEIBER does.
I like.
Should we update it?
I'm going to.
How could Airedale just lie to us?
He's not lying. I never accused anyone of lying. Except for myself.
Yeah. I think he's got to get fired now.
No. If I could figure out how to update this thing without destroying it.
Oh, can you imagine how pissed he'd be?
He will be really mad if you ruin that.
I'm not going to ruin it. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not an idiot.
What? Nobody says that.
No, it's the impression that I get.
Should we spell out how to update it for you there, David? We know you're pretty computer illiterate.
It's not like you own a server or anything.
And I didn't even know we could copy and paste files from our computer to the remote when we got them open in several windows. That's pretty awesome. You mentioned that in the staff chat the other day. I had to give it a shot.
I've been on Teams for a day and 14 hours. Jesus.
Alright, it's been fixed.
Ta-da!
Beautiful.
Oh, that picture's very blurry.
I kind of feel unclean working with the UP as much as I have here recently.
Ew, I bet.
So,
I hope you're washing your hands after you get done working Trona.
Yeah.
Now, why would this train ever come across the Barstow information board?
What is it?
The BEBR, Aberdeen, South Dakota to Clearing Yard, Chicago, Illinois. Operates as needed. If passing through Barstow, the BEBR will exit Barstow Yard towards Mineola.
What? Why is there a train going to the belt coming all the way out here?
I think I just put two symbols together that made no sense. That's what it came up with.
That could do it.
let's see.
I don't think I've ever actually looked at that Barstow information board. Is there a link to it on the website?
There is.
Fancy.
Hit it. Oh no, there's a long short.
You say there's a long short, Justin?
Yeah, a bunch of long shorts right up on the head end. That's not good.
It looked good in the computer. Here's my initials. Okay to run it. GDT says it's good to go. Send it.
There we go. Well, we got trains bunched up tighter than a cheap pair of Walmart underbritches up here at Hut.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go take a little break, probably for like 15, half an hour. So if any of you are here, I'll see you in a bit. But if you leave, take it safe, or take it easy.
See you later, Drew.
See you later.
Fare thee well.
Well, I'll probably still be here, but whoever leaves, just know that I said take it easy and have a good night.
All right. Yeah, you're not gonna be like Nick and not say bye.
Ow.
Man, well, I'm not really getting off. I just need to like rest my back because my chair's all messed up and I need to get a new one.
Hey, Justin, twist the knife a little more, why don't you?
Just because we like you, brother.
Don't you have some SpongeBob to watch?
Still watching it.
What are you watching it on?
Amazon Prime includes the first 4 seasons for free.
No way. I have Prime. I'm gonna start watching. Thank you.
The more you know.
Why do we got all these track lights on? Oh, I see. I see.
Why did I have to do this?
It's a corrupted train.
I love it when you do that voice. God, that is so funny.
I can only hump at 1.2 miles an hour.
And you call him on it. This ain't my first rodeo.
Part of me misses him in the spirit of complete honesty.
What's that?
So part of me misses him in the spirit of complete honesty.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, he misses us too.
He did.
Oh, I know.
He helped Barstow a lot. I'll give him that.
It was only when he was allowed out on the road that everything went wrong.
I wonder if Eric would be foreman qualified.
Of course he would be. How come not to change subject, how come one of the UP Aces is a darker yellow than the other?
One's weathered.
Oh, that's weathered. Okay.
They did that with the Gevos too, and on the weathered one I put the older horn and the mechanical GE bell. And the one that looks newer has the raised letter K5HL on the E bell.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but if you look on the back of the weathered BNSF Gevo, there's actually the initials of all of the developers.
Look at dead silence.
Immediately spawns in a weathered BNSF Gevo.
How'd you know?
Lucky guess.
It was a dead silence. I was like, what?
Justin, you think we'll ever see a Gevo with MOAR written in the dirt?
Oh boy, I sure hope. Because every motor I'm on, I do that too. Sure enough.
I appreciate your service.
Doing the Lord's work.
Why is there a BNSF unit in the UP Yermo yard?
I just spawned it in to see.
This is sacrilege.
I'm sure one's never been there before.
Oh, Brendan sent me two hopper cars. Thanks,
I did.
Brendan.
I don't recall doing that, but you're welcome.
Well, they're not even tagged for the right location. Oh yeah, they are. They're outbound.
You're welcome.
But now there's no well cars here. What the heck?
TTX wanted them back. They said if you're not going to load them, send them.
Oh no, they're there. They're down there.
User was moved to your channel.
Clive, no sense of you being up there by yourself.
Sorry?
Unless you want to be, you're free to move back up, but I didn't want you to think we was being antisocial.
Right, okay. I did, to be quite honest, I wasn't actually using TeamSpeak. I didn't realise what channel I was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't. Not to worry. I'll move back up there. Yeah, this handfare between Kern Junction and BNSF Bakerfield, is it supposed to be reversed?
They're between East Bakersfield and Kern Junction. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it's a handfare.
No, that goes into that industry there.
No, it's a crossover. It's not. It doesn't go into an industry.
Oh, no.
I'll put it back. I just noticed it on the DS board. That's all. So I thought I'd better check it out.
I see. I was thinking there was this hand throw between Kern Junction and CP East Bakersfield this time, but I see those hand throws now.
Okay, I'm gonna get my breakfast. All right, see you later.
See you later, Clive. Jeez, get your own covered hoppers, David.
Read what I put on the center beam.
I would, but they don't come. Oh, that's good.
Wow, thank you.
It's like they just popped out of thin air.
Justin, does that Trona coal load run all the way to Cyril's and one set, or they cut it up prior to that?
No, it runs all the way to Cyril's, and then we cut it up there at Cyril's yard, and then they'll take it in a block down to Cyril's.
I got you. Have you
Coal
ran
do
one
they
of
go
those?
through a week?
What's that?
How much coal do they go through there in a week?
We run quite a bit of coal down there.
Have you ran? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just curious if you ran one of those down there yourself.
I have, yeah. The only reason it needs all that power is to get from about, I don't know, 15 miles out of Cyril's yard up through the tunnel. You can do it with like 1.8, but it helps to have DPs in the middle, because once you go to cut it up at Cyril's yard, you can't shove it with just the head end power. You've got to have something in the middle.
Makes sense. I bet that's a heck of a climb.
Yes, it is. And then the tunnel's the crest of the hill, so you're doing everything on a hill. It sucks really to try and cut anything up there at Cyril's, because there's loads coming both ways. So, has anybody seen the way car here on the tail track at the Barstow Amtrak station?
Negative.
Go check the tag out on it.
Oh my god. Outstanding.
I saw the COVID-19 cure was delivered to the Amtrak turntable down there in LA.
I think Dallas came in either the day before or today and removed everything that was on that turntable.
I believe the cure is still there.
Ah.
But the chassis unit and some others were casualties.
That's fine. A lot of that was just Joe trying to be funny.
We have a chassis motor.
I have two, I think.
SD40 pack number 5, I believe.
Well, I'll be darned.
Oh, we don't have them in the SD45 flavor?
I was about 5 days ago years old when I found out that we had CN SD40s.
I remember hearing that discovery.
It'd be nice if we had big power for the Canadian roads, but oh well.
Agreed.
I forget about a lot of the SD40s that we don't use, like the Western Pacific.
Unfortunately, I'm probably going to go on myself. I should do that.
I'll be darned.
I like
Is there a Western Pacific SD40? I only see the Jeep.
Oh, maybe it's a Jeep.
Oh. That's what I like about the tunnel motors. You can have patched out engines that still have UP reporting marks, but you can still have the schemes.
That is cool.
It's a shame because none of those engines are on the roster anymore. So technically, it's not prototypical, but it's cool to have.
But they look like they fit, is the thing.
Yeah.
We have a Sioux engine too.
Those are essential for Barstow operations.
Correct. Sioux was a cool railroad. Candy apple red.
I like the other ones that say Sioux in big black letters.
Yeah.
I did like seeing all their SP60s running around patched for CEFX.
I've got 3 of those in scale.
Do you really? The Atlas ones?
Yeah.
I've got some Atherin ready to run that I want to patch for it eventually. Did Atlas ever do the blue CEFX 60s?
You know, I don't know.
Those are some of my favorite engines. I just love that blue for some reason.
Right.
And SD60s.
Oh, here's a Seaboard one. My grandpa would have liked that. My grandpa was a Seaboard man.
I like how you own all these but don't know you have them.
I know. I don't ever look at what I'm buying. I just buy it because I don't want to miss anything in the game.
Shut up and take my money.
Here's the new Highrail pack. Enjoy.
Right.
I'm really bummed they patched that you can't couple to the Highrail with the cars on the front bumper.
You can't really? What happens?
You just drive through the car anymore. You used to be able to move cars around with them. Made for make-believe trackmobile sometimes.
I was about to say, it would be really cool, and this is a very specific demand, to either have a trackmobile or a shuttle wagon in the game for some of the smaller industries.
Yeah, could you imagine? We have people like Encrypted running around with trackmobiles on intermodal trains.
Oh God,
I love it. Get 20 of those wound up in notch 8 or whatever they got.
Yeah. The big rubber tires are just smoking. Going down the rail at 70.
I'd have sets of 10 of those sitting around the mountains for helper power.
I used the trackmobile for the first time this year at one of the secondary sites that my company owns. We were tasked with clearing out a whole yard, and the coolest thing I ever did with it was run around a train by driving around it.
You just drove it?
Yeah, what we did was we parked 2 box cars in the middle of the road. It was like a forked road, so you could run around the whole train by just driving around them.
That's awesome.
They're very interesting little machines for what they are.
You know, I never thought about that. But as many industries as there are in this game, that is something that would be very useful.
Well, there's a lot of like secondary switchers. Like we have one up at Cal Portland. We have, there's the boron switcher. There's the ones in Bakersfield. They'd be cool to have.
Right.
I would sooner take more 4-axle power over a shuttle wagon, but a shuttle wagon would still be cool to have in the game.
Yeah.
Face that instead of like Dash 9s or something.
Yeah.
I totally see your point. It'd be hilarious though.
I hope they do the Dash 9s.
I just want to crash some Santa Fe 9s. Or slap a BN40 in front of a bunch of Santa Fe 9s.
Yes. Beautiful.
I noticed today on my engine, on the eyelets on the pilot for picking up the whole car body, there's some BN green showing through.
Oh, beautiful.
Because our engine was originally Northern Pacific, and then it went to BN, and then I think the Vermont Railway purchased it.
So we flying somewhere.
So there's a photo of our engine in the station at King Street in Seattle, which is super cool because it's still in the Northern Pacific and it's got the big giant like steam locomotive bell on it still.
Well, gang, I think I'm off to bed.
Yeah, I'm spotting this train up, and then I'll probably end up doing the same thing.
Yep, I'm gonna get one myself too, guys.
See you later, Kevin. Everybody else, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
See you, dude.
User disconnected from your channel.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.